Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. Today I have the pleasure to continue the journey on learning Mela 6, and we're going to look at a module from collection 1, the envelope generator. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe, as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Additionally, if you would like to support what I do, please do follow the instruction contained in each video description. Thank you again. Okay, so we are inside AUM. As you can see, one audio channel, just one instance of Mela 6, and connected just here as a MIDI input to my external keyboard. So let's maximize Mela 6 and let's go also in full screen. Okay, so in a previous tutorial we have created a preset, so let's click here, top left, to expand the view of the different groups and categories. Under user we have this preset which we previously created, named SFM preset 1, so let's click on it and then let's close this sidebar. Okay, so this is what it sounds like. Now, very simple. If you haven't created it from the previous tutorial, doesn't matter. I'm sure you can create it very quickly, or you can go back to the previous tutorials. Now, there are 3 lanes, one here, second one here, and third one there. Now, let's delete lane 3, like so. So, again, delete lane 2. Click here on the 3 dots, delete. You can insert a lane, duplicate, and delete. Okay, so we have only one lane. And it's very simple. You have a MIDI input, a MIDI-to-Poly, and then a VA oscillator with an envelope for the amplitude, and then the audio out, which is going to out number 1. Okay, so if you go up here, top right on the cogs, you click on Model Collections and you expand on collection 0, which is the one which is free. We have used so far the amp envelope, we have used the MIDI in, the MIDI-to-Poly, the VA oscillator. Okay, so now we are going to expand. We are going to start to use collection 1, and if you expand with the modules which are included, there are 25, and we're going to start with the envelope generator. Okay, so in order to run this example, you need the modules from collection number 1. Okay, so let's start clicking adding a lane, which is lane 2. Remember, you can close it, open it like so, right? And you can insert others, duplicate it and delete it. Now, as it is open, we click on the plus sign. Here we have the list of the different categories of modules that we can add. And we're going to modulator, and we're going to select the second one, which is envelope generator. Okay? Now, of course, nothing happens because we have not made any connection. Now, we need to decide what to connect it to. So this is an envelope generator, right? So here on the VA oscillator, so we have this sync for a hard sync mode. So let's see what it does as I change it. That seems a good target. Indeed, we need to set up target. So we go here on the envelope generator, we click on target, and this is where we can set the targets, i.e. where the envelope generator is going to change values according to the envelope which is generated here on this generator or module. So you choose a target, you click here where it says none, and you open all the different modules which are available in terms of what you already used. So we used then a VA oscillator, so we hover the mouse over it, and then we're going to choose sync. In this case, we set as a target for the envelope generator to this sync here parameter on the VA oscillator. Next, again, nothing happens. We need to choose the intensity, i.e. how much is going to change that value. Now, it is set to 0, so it makes sense to go up like so, and you can go up to 100%, and you can see this line, which is really great, or you can go the reverse. You can go below 0 and go to minus 100%. At the moment, I set it up to plus 100% because the diode starting point is 0. Again, nothing happens. Why is it? Because there is nothing triggering the envelope generator. So in order to do that, if you recall from the previous video, we have a MIDI input here to trigger the MIDI-Poly, which triggered on the VA oscillator. So we need to add the same MIDI in. So we go here on lane 2, on the 3 dots for the envelope generator, click on it. And as a reminder, you can insert a module, replace the current module, duplicate it, rename it, go to the help or remove it. So we select insert, and then we go again to signal router, as we done in a previous tutorial, and we select MIDI in. Now let's press the key. So you can see it's going up by 100% according to this curvature, and then it's coming down, which is this decay part here, and then it stays there as a sustain until I let go, when it will follow this curvature. So this is time horizontally, and vertically is the intensity, okay? That is your sustain. Now, there are different modes it can operate at. So here it says mode sustain. You can click on it and select trigger. Let's listen to the difference. So it doesn't sustain, it comes down to the decay curve here, and then it comes down the release curve. Now, earlier on, we have seen that the target can have intensity which is positive, but also negative. So if the sync was already a maximum, nothing will happen now, because the intensity is set to increase by 100%. But if I do the reverse, now we'll do the reverse. So it starts to minus 100%, and then it decreases, so therefore it will go up to the sync value that it was set originally. Now let's reset it down to 0 and the intensity up to 100%. Now you can add other parameters. Indeed, for example, you can go to none here, and go to VA oscillator, change the waveform, which is here. And then you can set again the intensity, like so. And you can see it's changing not only the hard sync here, but also the waveform. And if you want to hear what it sounds like, just changing the waveform, double click here on the intensity to set it to 0. And of course you can increase that. So, great. Okay, if you don't want that, click here and select none, and we'll set that to none, remove also the next slot available. So now we have only one target, which is going to the hard sync here to the VA oscillator intensity 100%. Perhaps let's decrease the intensity. Okay, let's go back to modulator and the different options. Okay, so we have seen sustain, trigger, but you can also set it to go in a loop. And it does what it says. It goes through this curvature, and when it gets to the end, it will restart in a loop. Okay, nice and simple. Now let's go to again sustain. Okay, perfect. Now you can see there are some additional controls here, time 1, level 1, and slope 1. Now you can select different part of the curvature here, just clicking like so, right? There you go. This is the release part, and it says time 3, level 3, slope 3. The second one here, time 2, level 2, slope 2. And then the first one, which might be difficult to select because there is not a lot of time 1, level 1, and slope 1. Now you can increase the time here like so, acting on time 1, which is the time it takes to get to this level here. And this level here, in terms of intensity, is decided by this dial here. Indeed, you can change it up and down. Again, if I want to make it longer or take longer as a time, I increase this. So this takes longer to go from here to here. I can go to the decay part here, okay, the second part here on the screen, right, and change that again, time and level. I can decrease the level so I have a bigger drop. Okay, I can go back here and make it faster to go up. Okay, I can go back to the decay part and increase the level again. And the 40 has less to come down. And I can do the same on the latter part. So when I let go the key, if I increase the time again, it takes longer to let go or to release. Now, for each of the options, there is also a slope, okay, factor. So if I go back at the beginning here, it goes up very quickly, then it slows down. I can change that in terms of slope here, like so. So it takes a long time to go up and to start and then go up very quickly. Or I can do the opposite, the other way around. It goes up very quickly and then the last part, it takes a long time. Okay. The other thing, you can all do this, just moving the curvature like so. If you click and hold and move up and down in the middle, then you can select the point and move it up and down like so, right? And you can move the corresponding point and point here for the timing, right? The same here. Indeed, if you have something like time 0, it's very difficult to select this part. So you click on the dot here and then you move it to the right. Okay, that's the way to do it. Okay, next, we have a legato options, right? So let's listen to what happens when I press a note, and while I hold that note, I press another note and so on. You can see from the curvature that every time I press a note, the envelope will trigger. Now, if I enable legato, if there is a note which is holding, it will not retrigger the envelope. Again, without legato. And it's obvious, of course, if you make this time here on the attack, on the first part of the curvature smaller. And maybe we go to trigger. Again, legato. Very, very, very different. Now, for the last mode, which is biased, let's ensure that there is a difference on the second point here, right? Between this point and this point. So we have an attack here, then it will go to this level, then it will drop to the sustain level. So there is a difference here in terms of intensity. When you bias is disabled, it just increases from this point up, and then it decays here, and then of course you're in trigger mode, it comes down to here. Now actually let's go back to sustain. Now if I was to change the initial position of sync, something like that in the middle, it starts from here and it goes up, right, and then it comes down to this level, which is the starting level is this one. Well, when I have biased, for every values here in the intensity which are below the sustain, it will detract a value here, as you can see there, and for every value is above the sustain from here to there, that is why I made it a difference, it will become positive as intensity. I let go and it will come down here. So in that case, you can do positive and negative value in respect to these dial position, right? And again, let's adjust the timing, okay? So... and let's go for loop. And that is how the envelope generator works. Remember, you need to have a module collection one to use it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.